Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It's October 28th, Sunday, 3:44 p.m. in Toronto. So I'm going to talk about the ongoing targeting very briefly, and I'm going to make a point about some of the comments I hear while I'm being harassed regarding fees on an account that monitors, and that's anybody, it could be anybody, who signs me out of the system because I'm flagged and there's a big red mark near my name, I heard. So anybody can sign me out and start a file about me and report on me, which means that they're stalking me and have other people stalking me on their behalf. So I heard that as a result of this, these monitors submit these reports about me to the cops, and fees are levied as a result of these reports rather than charging me, because I'm assuming that the contents of these reports are arming the police with enough information to lay a charge. Whether the charge goes, when it goes to court, is held up as the truth in court, it doesn't matter. What matters is that there's enough information on the file, on the report, to lay a charge. So instead of charging me, fees are levied against the account. Of course, none of this has been disclosed to me. The monitor who has the account reporting on me does not tell me that he's reporting on me, which would explain the stalking that I reported to the cops about several times. This it's never told to me. So this has been run covertly. I also heard that covertly I was declared mentally incapacitated. I heard a doctor sign off on documents that was taken to court, and I was declared incapacitated. This was never disclosed to me. If anybody in the family is saying that it was disclosed, they're lying because they're targeting me, or else they wouldn't do this behind my back. I never saw a doctor with a family member. This is based on fraudulent claims. So my question is, if I'm mentally incapacitated as per this report, and it's part of the file that the police has, this community file that the police has about me, why are fees levied against me, of course without my knowing, when I'm supposed to be incapacitated? Because if you are incapacitated, then you cannot be held responsible for your actions under the Mental Health Act. So if I was declared mentally incapacitated, I was not responsible for what I did. Therefore, there should be no fees, but fees are levied. Now, as I said, none of this has been disclosed to me. I am being harassed about this. Whether it's a terror campaign being carried out just to scare me, just to make me think that I'm going to lose my place and my family's out to get me, and they're committing fraud. I'm not sure, but I'm being continuously harassed about this, including in the workplaces. So if it's true, and my sister-in-law and my now deceased brother did actually um, took documents to a doctor who signed documents without seeing me, and this was taken to court, and they had me declared mentally incapacitated. This was done fraudulently, and it was never disclosed to me. So they're putting themselves in the middle. All information has to go through them and who they contract to work for them on behalf of them. I'm saying them, but my brother is deceased, as I said. But my sister-in-law could be working with somebody else as well. So they're standing in the middle. The information is not coming to me directly, but they're going through my sister-in-law and whoever it is that's working with her. If this is true, and there are fees levied, And there is a list of monitors who put their names on a waiting list, waiting to monitor me, take their turn to monitor me. And as they register me in after monitoring me, quote unquote, and reporting on me and having fees levied instead of charging me, the other monitor comes along and pays the fees. And he starts monitoring me. And I think this is exactly what happened in the last position I was in. The monitor previous to the monitor in the last workplace who signed for me had flagged me, and there were fees levied. And my sister-in-law, or whichever member of the family took responsibility, was supposed to pay the fees because I was supposed to be mentally incapacitated. Again, this has never been disclosed to me, and it's all fraud. If anybody in my family is saying that it was disclosed, they're lying. I was never mentally incapacitated. So this is based on fraud. The fees is a scam. And if the monitors are paying the fees as it's levied on the account by previous monitors, then this is a form of trafficking. Then it would explain the comments I hear in the workplace. I bought you. You're bought and paid for. I paid, actually, Rick in the last company I worked with said out and out, I paid for you, I bought you. If this is the arrangement that is being made with the police, the family, and the file that says I'm incapacitated when I was not, and the doctor who signed documents without seeing me when he should not have done that, that's illegal, then this is a cover for trafficking. This is a setup for trafficking. I'm being trafficked. Each monitor who put his or her name on that account is a trafficker. They're buying, they're trading. I also heard that there are other names on the list, and that the monitors trade between themselves. They exchange the person between themselves, whether you monitor Jane Doe or Jack Doe, and there are males on the list as well. You can change, you can trade and change between monitors. I heard the term wife swapping because the monitor is actually looking at the person's share naked, and that includes the workplace and in the home. And inside the bathroom as well. So the person is like a wife. We're not going to talk about remotely affecting your body parts with things like tasers and lasers and so on. That's gang activity. That is part of this targeting program, but it's done by the gangs because they know that the person is compromised. But at the core, at the very center of this whole operation is the setup that allows it to happen. And this is what I just talked about. This is how it's set up. The family member who had me declared mentally incapacitated fraudulently set it up with the cops, or vice versa, I'm not sure, in such a way that I'm put on a list and people put their name on a waiting list to monitor me because there's no room in the prison. And they progressively artificially criminalize me and flag me continuously so I could be continuously monitored. It's a form of labor slavery, really. Labor enslavement when companies are doing it. So it's a scam. If I am really mentally incapacitated, which I'm not, and fees are levied on the account according to that file, then it doesn't make sense. If the person who's levying the fees is taking the file information as fact, there should be no fees because a mentally incapacitated person, let me say that again, a mentally incapacitated person cannot be held responsible for their actions. So why fees? Because the next monitor would say, gee, I bought you, you're bought and paid for. I just wanted to make that comment. Talk to you another time.